In the news this week, controversial named person scheme plans are halted, hundreds of shops stop selling so-called legal highs after a ban comes into force, and a record-breaking astronaut shares his Christian faith with the world. Hello. Plans to assign a state guardian to every child in Scotland have not come into force following July's historic Supreme Court decision. The Scottish Government had proposed that from the 31st of August, every person under the age of 18 would have a named person to monitor their well-being. But the Supreme Court unanimously struck down the central provisions of the scheme in July. The government has now lodged parliamentary orders to halt the implementation of the law underpinning the named person scheme. But it has also stated that it remains committed to the programme. After the Supreme Court ruling, Christian Institute Director Colin Hart explained why the legislation was so dangerous and said the decision vindicated legal action.
The named person scheme as it stood would have led to widespread sharing of sensitive information about parents and children. It was a Big Brother scheme with no safeguards. Yesterday, the Supreme Court struck down this central part of the legislation. The Big Brother scheme is dead.
Faith schools should be celebrated as part of our Christian heritage, an author and ex-editor has said. Mark Sidwell made the comments in the Daily Telegraph as a list compiled by the paper included 8 faith schools in the top 20 comprehensives ranked by GCSE results. Sidwell, former executive editor of the City AM newspaper, acknowledged that faith schools face challenges but said a society without them would harm children. The reason Britain has so many Christian schools is the long-standing importance of education to our national faith, he said. He also noted that the right of faith schools to exist must be complemented by the freedom to home educate and the right to proselytise for your faith. Last year, as he highlighted Ofsted's treatment of a number of schools, Sir Edward Lee MP warned that faith schools are under attack from the forces of intolerance. More than 300 shops have stopped selling so-called legal highs after the government's recent ban, according to new figures from the Home Office. A further 24 shops have been completely shut down by authorities and close to 200 arrests made. Also called new psychoactive substances, legal highs can mimic the effects of drugs such as cannabis, cocaine and ecstasy. Under the Psychoactive Substances Act, any substance capable of producing a psychoactive effect in a person who consumes it was outlawed, with a few exceptions including alcohol and caffeine. The Home Office believes the ban is sending out a strong message to dealers. Safeguarding Minister Sarah Newton said these drugs are not legal, they are not safe and we will not allow them to be sold in this country. When it launched the bill, the government said there were 120 deaths involving legal highs in England, Scotland and Wales in 2013. And finally, a Christian astronaut has released pictures of his view from space and shared how his faith allows him to glimpse the creative work by an infinite God. NASA astronaut Jeffrey Williams is an avid user of social media and has gained a large online following from posting his images taken from space on Twitter and Facebook. He is currently on his 4th space mission and has just broken the US record for total days spent in space. In an interview from the International Space Station, seen around the world, Williams discussed his faith and belief in God with Christian leader Albert Mohler.
I believe in God. I believe in Him as Creator and Redeemer through Jesus Christ. So when I look out the window and I see this, all of the elements of what you would imagine you would see with a creative work by an infinite God. You see the design, you see the beauty, you see the purpose, you see all of those elements, you see order in all of the details. And so that's what I see when I look out the window.
Williams is scheduled to return to Earth next week, when he will have spent a cumulative total of 534 days in space. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.